Hi there, this is Joanne from TrueAuthenticPower.com from Tapping.me, and I'm also the creator of the program Catapulting to Confidence. I've been thinking about how I could do this audio and explain what I'm trying to get across with energy, and I kind of came up with this parallel. Working with your frequency and your energy vibration is kind of like someone who's playing guitar. Some people know the notes. Other people know how to use those notes to provide beautiful melody. Just knowing the notes is not going to provide the beautiful melody. And so when I'm thinking about energy, there are so many different layers to frequencies and vibrations and all that, and people tend to know the surface level. But it's become increasingly clear to me how much misunderstanding there is about thoughts and emotions and actions and words that are being put out, that those people doing some of those things don't even know how their vibrations of energy and the words that they're using and the acts they're doing are even hurting them. They just don't even know about the energy frequency of what they're putting out. So it's kind of like you might be able to know the difference between when you meet somebody and you really like them or you really don't when you first meet them, versus how to use your words, energy, people, places, situations in a way that's going to benefit you. So what am I talking about here? All right. So a little bit ago, I had a conversation totally in the comments under a video on YouTube with a guy who made a comment about a lot of cussing in training videos and that kind of stuff. And I agreed with him, and I got into a conversation with a third party who was talking about how, finding somebody who doesn't swear these days, that just doesn't happen, and it's no big deal. It doesn't even faze him. And I said, oh, but it does. And because you don't know that it does, I'd like to share some things with you. And so I ended up sharing Dr. Emoto's Hidden Messages in Water book. Well, I told him about the book and I told him about the videos on YouTube, because if you think that the words that you speak, the energy that you're putting out with those words is not important, think again. It's absolutely helping you or being a detriment to you. So the upshot of that conversation was he was just going along with what everybody was doing. And that's part of the problem now. Everybody's going along and not realizing what they're going along with could actually be hurting them. And I'm talking a wide range of things, including not just your words and your vibration of what you're putting out, but I'm talking about the undercurrent of tattoos and what you put on your body, the undercurrent of piercings. All of those things are affecting your energy, whether you know it or not. So that's why I do some of these audios to educate, to let people know there's much more to the story. Okay, so the upshot of this conversation about the cussing and the swearing was those words have an energy effect on water. And since our body is mostly water, it has an effect on us. So I would tell you to educate yourself, go to and look up Dr. Emoto, Hidden Messages in Water, and look at some of those video clips and pictures and things to realize the words that you say absolutely are having an impact on you. Now let's go a little bit deeper. There is a song that I was made aware of. I'm not a fan of this artist, but it was really vulgar. And when you are putting out demeaning words or vulgarity, it's not just about being prim and proper and having class or not having class. It's about a vibration that's being recreated and retrained based on subconscious things that are also going on. So what am I talking about? When people use the N word, and I've been hesitant to say anything about this, but it is an important thing to know. And if you don't know, you can't look at it differently or understand why it's having a negative effect on you. So I'm here to educate. So take this for what it's worth. I'm not meant to point a finger, but I want to just point out everybody knows that there are certain words that are demeaning. And it doesn't matter who says them. If they're carrying an energy of a demeaning history, of a demeaning connotation, you can use the B word, you can use the F word, you can use MF, you can use the N word. It doesn't matter. Everybody knows that those words have a negative connotation and an undercurrent with their meaning. So when some people say, I can do this, but you can't, or I meant it this way as a ha 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 endearing, No, those words have an energy that is associated with them, that it goes far beyond you, that goes far beyond just your interaction. So if you are using demeaning words to describe yourself, your friends, and you're doing it just off the cuff, I'm telling you to maybe reconsider what you're doing, because you are programming history and negativity back into your energy by using those words just off the cuff and in random situations. When you put demeaning words into songs, when you put demeaning actions, into your being, into how you're interacting with other people, it is affecting on an energetic level that goes far deeper than just what's seen with the eye. When you use demeaning words, they have an energy. That's why I started with the cussing story and the Dr. Emoto thing, because there is a frequency about everything that we do, about everything that we interact with, everything that we speak and say and sing along with. And if you are not conscious of that, you can absolutely be programming more trouble into your life and you don't even know it. So when you are using vulgarity, when you are describing things that are vulgar, when you are doing it for effect to get attention, yeah, you're going to get attention, but it's also having an undercurrent that's undermining your own energy every time you speak it. When people talk about acting parts and they get into some really heavy duty acting, you will hear actors say, I got so swooped up into that it took me a while to come out of it, or it really affected me. Why? Because you're acting the part, you're playing the part, you're speaking the part. That is locking into your energy and creating a disturbance. And when you don't know that, it's like you're playing notes on a guitar, but you're not making any melody, or the melody that you're making is one of havoc or chaos or trouble. And I just so know that people are not understanding what they're doing. You can be mean and angry, then work on your mean and angry energy. You can be fearful and ticked off and even feel revenge thoughts. Don't carry them out. Do something about your energy. And if you don't know how, one of my favorite tools to start with, at least, is EFT. But there are other ways that you can change your vibrational frequency that go much deeper and more directly on a frequency level. People don't know what they're saying and doing. And I will also say this in a deeper way: if you are in a lot of turmoil or trauma, if you are in so deep that you can't even think or pay attention to the words that you're using, I understand that, because I was in those shoes. When somebody told me to watch my words, I was like, you got to be kidding me. My panic and disturbance and just you pick a negative emotion. I think I had it from so much turmoil and trauma that was happening in my life. I couldn't focus on the words. For many people, before you get into that level, before you get into that kind of traumatic events that come out of the blue, and I'm talking things like death and illness and those things that you can't control, that are oftentimes things you have to ride the waves of, before you get into those kind of really difficult, over the top, I'm coming apart at the seams, start paying attention to your energy. The words that you use, the interactions that you have. Are you around negative people? Everybody carries a vibration. All the words carry a vibration. And if you don't know that, maybe you need to start learning about energy. People are working against themselves. Fighting is not the energy that is going to create change. It's changing the frequency of the energy, and start educating on how you can change things in a way that will be beneficial instead of pounding and fighting. Look at how many years the same fighting energies have been going on for decades. And how much further are we? It's because you're fighting against instead of changing the energy. And people don't know how to do that. I hope this helps. It's not to put a kibosh on somebody's creativity or whatever. But if you're clueless about what you're doing, you need to know what you're doing so that you stop working against you. And every time you are singing those detrimental words, guess what? You're reinforcing it in your life, and you're calling it in, as if to say, yep, that's what I want. Come here. You will bring on more turmoil. You will bring on more disrespect. You will bring on more demeaning behaviors from other people. You will demean yourself. You will attack yourself. And it just goes into a continuous cycle. What I'm trying to share here is break the cycle. Start paying attention to what you're doing. Change your language. Change who you hang with. Change the influence of the fly by the seat of the pants, just want to get attention kind of people. That's not healthy. And somewhere along the line, it will come crashing down if it hasn't already. If you keep re-attracting the same stuff, you've got to start paying attention. And before you get into a big trauma where you can't pay attention, and now you've got to not only undo that stuff, but then you got to deal with grief and emotions and sadness and turmoil and fears and anxieties when the bottom falls out. I wish I had known so much more about this before all of that kind of stuff happened, because it's really hard to watch your words when you're dealing with crisis. So, word to the wise, learn about energy. If you don't know where to go, I can give you some tips or tools. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the Dr. Emoto Hidden Messages in Water. There's a long version, there's a short version. Open your eyes to what your energy is doing. It's not just random stuff that you're pulling into your life. And if you think so, you really need an education about energy. And that's to help your life, to make it easier, to have the flow, to have more love, to have more respect, for having less attacking on you. You would be amazed at how much we bring on ourselves because we don't know what else to do. Well, I hope this is a little bit of a training audio to start opening your eyes to frequency has a lot of power. And if you're just playing notes on a guitar and you want to play a melody, if you're just randomly putting things out and you want your life to flow, you need to learn about your energy and what it's doing and how you're using it to work against yourself in ways you may not have ever even known. I hope this helps. I hope if you have questions, you can send me an email. You can subscribe to my channel because I'm all about educating. People do things so willy-nilly in energy and they don't understand the bigger picture. They don't understand what they're trying to go after. They don't understand how to get to the root causes of what started a detrimental pattern, or how you may be carrying on a detrimental pattern that was taught to you. So you're unconsciously doing things you don't even know you're doing, and it's working against you. My office has been loaded with people like that. I've had all those kind of experiences. And there's a better way, an easier way to get into the flow, to bring in the things of peace and comfort and joy and love that you may not ever have known how to do before. That's my wish for you. If this doesn't resonate with you and you don't want to know how to make your life better, then pass it by. But if you also believe that not only you, but other people could learn about how to use their energy better, please share this, pass it on to people, because it's the unaware that are causing a lot of havoc and creating more and more and more just because they don't know any better. And I'm trying to change that. So here's to you. I hope your life is full of ease and comfort, but if it's not, time to look at your energy and what you're outputting and what you're attracting that you can change. If you want to learn more about how to change your life, how to change your energy, how to improve your law of attraction, it is not just about thinking positive. If your undercurrent is speaking a different story other than positive, well, good luck, because you're going to have a little bit of trouble trying to create what you want, trying to attract what you want. There's so much more to the story and people just don't know. Subscribe to my channel, pass it on, suggest it to other people. If you have any questions, as always, you can feel free to contact me. Some of my information is in the section below. And until our paths cross again next time, bye-bye for now.